What is up, guys? Here with another video. Hope you're all having a great day. And this is a question I get a lot, is people asking, is influencer marketing dead? You know, is it still profitable to, post ads on influencer pages on Instagram and still make money? And the short answer before I go into depth on all this stuff is yes. You can still make money off of it. I ran a store up to $70,000 in revenue in under a week just with influencers over the past week. So I'm not part of that store anymore, but I blew it up with the marketing with influencers. I made a video about that, and it did really, really well. The ROI for those ads was just crazy. I mean, I was spending like $1,000 and getting, over $10,000, $12,000 in revenue and sales just from those influencer ads. Before we get this video, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button below if you're new. And also, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 5 scholarships for my dropshipping course for free. So I'll drop the link below. You can sign up. You put your email in, you automatically get $75 off of my course. And if you buy my course before the giveaway and you are one of the 5 winners, you'll be completely refunded. So don't you even worry about that. So make sure you hit the link below and start earning your points and getting up on the leaderboard so you may win my course for free. I'll be announcing the winners live next Monday, so I will see you there. But now let's get back into this video, guys. Is influencer marketing dead? I'm gonna give you my personal opinions and some facts as evidence to back up what I'm saying. And essentially, influencer marketing is what I know best. From a marketing standpoint, I've started to learn a little bit more about Facebook ads, email marketing, and all that stuff. But influencer marketing is probably my main thing that I'm the best at, just because I've been an influencer and I've been growing accounts on Instagram like over the past 2 to 3 years. So I've been doing it for a while. So I've always understood the process of growing a big Instagram account, managing it, posting ads, all that kind of stuff. But I didn't really get into the e-commerce side of things until about a year ago. So if you don't know my whole story, like how I started and everything, I started growing Vine accounts. When it first came out, I was 12, 13 years old. I was growing themed accounts on Vine. I was doing well for a while, and then I saw Vine started to die. I wasn't really making much money, and I saw that people on Instagram were making a lot of money with their, decently sized accounts. So what I did was I sold my Vine accounts and then got a big Instagram account, had 500,000 followers. So then from there, I was able to leverage that and start growing it. I mean, I was young, I didn't really know anything about money or financials or anything like that. So I wasn't really aiming to make a bunch of money, but I did some affiliate marketing. I was making 100, 200 bucks a day, which was really good for me, being 13, 14 years old. I was consistent for maybe a few months, and then, I just ended up growing accounts. That's what I like doing most. I didn't really care about the money at that time because, I didn't have to pay anything. I'm just a little kid in middle school, doing what I do. It's cool being in middle school, being able to show your friends that you have 500,000 followers on Instagram. Most of the time they don't believe you, but it's whatever. And I was growing these accounts, we would start accounts new, we would buy them, we would sell them, we would do all this stuff, just to make a little bit of money, have fun with it, learn about business, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it because I like doing it. And that's something with business, guys. If you don't like what you're doing, you don't love it, then don't do it. Why spend your life, doing something you don't love? Even if it's just about the money, do something you love. I would rather do something I love for a small amount of money compared to do something I hate for millions and billions of dollars, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and I can say from a perspective of having a little bit of money now, I can sort of understand where people come from with, being fine with having a job, going to college, having a little family, and then retiring at 60 or whatever. I completely understand because being an entrepreneur is not easy. But back to the influencer thing, over the past couple of years, I was able to connect with a lot of big pages, and most of them ended up being young people, my age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, have all these big theme pages on Instagram that have millions of followers, hundreds of thousands, all these huge accounts. And I was making these connections, just getting to know these people. They weren't really like personal relationships. I mean, there was a couple people that I talked to a lot. We met up, we figured out how to make money and all this kind of stuff just to sort of build our businesses, keep growing our accounts by co-owning and stuff like that. It was all a big mess, honestly. We would co-own with people, and then sometimes the co-owners would try and hack you and steal the account and all that stuff. But that's another story for another video. And, overall, I learned all the ins and outs of being an influencer. I saw all the ads that companies were posting on pages. I saw, how they were promoting their companies, if the companies were getting good engagement, if they weren't, if they were gaining followers, if they weren't. It was pretty easy to track those variables. I was doing that, so keeping a close eye on everything that's going on. And I was trying to figure out, what is influencer marketing? I didn't really know the term influencer marketing until probably a year ago. I didn't really think of that. I just thought of it, we have a big Instagram account and we could sell ads. So when I got into e-commerce about a year ago, me and my friend Aaron, he has 3.4 million followers on Instagram, something like that. And, he makes decent money just by selling ads, it's not too much work. He does shout for shout to keep the account up, and he posts ads and all that stuff. And we created our first store. And that's when I started to learn what influencer marketing was. I realized that influencer marketing is basically when you are, posting your product or your ad, whatever, on a big influencer's page, because it differentiates from Facebook because you're just putting this product, this ad, right in front of a bunch of people's face. As if with Facebook ads, you know, you have to wait for the audience to populate. You have to wait for Facebook to actually target those people and put it in front of their faces. With Instagram, you're automatically putting this up right in front of all of these people's faces. Whether they like it or not, you know, they're gonna see it. So I started to realize the potential of this. And, you know, right off the bat, we just start with influencer marketing. You know, that's all we wanted to do because I didn't know anything about email marketing, Facebook ads. You know, we were just trying to get some sales. And, you know, we did well for a little bit just because of the power of influencer marketing. You know, we had a 3 million account and we had friends that had a bunch of other accounts and all that kind of stuff. And we continued to buy ads just all the time. And, you know, it was all a big learning process, honestly. And I was really able to learn the ins and outs. We actually tried some influencers that were personal influencers, you know, like people that are just famous for who they are, not themed accounts. But those people charge a lot of money, way more compared to themed accounts. And sometimes, you know, you'll get very good results. Sometimes you won't. But that's what it's all about. It's the risk factor. You know, you have to calculate your risk. If I were you, I would test it with the theme page. If it does well and you have the money to spend to risk, then I would go for a personal influencer just because it's a better connection because, you know, this certain person has these people following them for a certain reason. And that reason is whether they're into fitness, you know, they're really healthy, they're fit, whatever, or they just like the way they carry themselves, the way they talk, and that kind of thing. So with the theme page, you know, it's a little bit different. They do shout out for shout out, you know, they convey their accounts in a certain way in order to get followers. So there's all these different methods that these influencers, both themed accounts and personal influencers, have started to gain followers. But what I've realized is the best way to make money with influencer posts is to buy from pages that have a very big following. You know, these pages that have 3, 5, 7, 10 million followers or more. You know, these accounts, they have such a broad audience that, you know, if you have this product that is, you know, a jewelry, and you want to target it for this women's page, girls page, style page, makeup, whatever, you know, that's a very narrowed down niche. You know, there's a few accounts that have a few million followers within that niche, but, you know, you're targeting it based on this certain aspect of what these people like and what you think they will buy. But the thing is, if you're putting it in front of a 10 million follower page that's just a more broad, like a comedy page or something like that, you know, it's such a big audience and a broad range that you're putting it in front of these faces, and it's almost guaranteed that you're going to get some sales just because of how many different people follow this page. You know, I'm sure there's a bunch of followers that overlap, but between these makeup, style, whatever followers, they overlap with these big comedy pages just because of how many followers they have, and it's so mainstream for these people to follow them. So if you're putting this ad up, you know, there's almost a guarantee, like I said, you may get sales. So that's sort of what I came to realize through trial and error. You know, going with a smaller account is sort of a hit or miss. You may make money, you may not. Of course, it all depends on the ad and the variables and stuff like that. But honestly, the best way to, you know, start making money with influencer posts is to create relatability. You know, utilize these so-called memes, you know, these things that people see on a daily basis. Utilize them to your product and to your company. You know, put your product picture up there with the meme, and like, I'll have to explain that in another video, what I'm talking about here. But it's basically all about creating relatability. You know, you don't want to put something that these people have never seen, or, you know, it's just completely abstract from the normal because they'll just scroll right by it. Whether it's a video or an image, you have to keep it a little bit mainstream. Make sure that it's something that people would actually watch and pay attention to, because if not, then you're going to miss out on that potential customer and you're not going to be making any money. So you have to be careful with what you're doing there. With influencers, it's all about, you know, creating relatability, making sure that this potential customer is actually interested in this and it's something that they would look at. So the way I do that is, if you watch my last video, I showed how I create an image ad, and, you know, some people will see that and they're like, oh, that ad is terrible, it's so boring, it's bland. But the thing is, you have to let numbers speak. All the stores that I've done in the past with images, I've used as a text post. You know, I've split tested with other kinds of ads, but those always perform the best. And you might think it's ugly, but you have to let the numbers speak. If this ad is making me thousands of dollars a day and you think it's ugly, what do I care? You know, you have to think about that. You can't let your emotions get to you within business. Like, if you're trying to look for products, a hot product, and, you know, this something, you know, it sort of sparks your mind, and, like, you know, it's getting a few sales, it seems like people are liking it, but you don't think it's cool, you don't like the way it looks, or you just think, you know, it won't fit for you to sell it, like, it's just weird. You can't do that. You can't let your emotions get to you. You have to let the numbers speak within business, because facts are facts when it comes to numbers. If this product is selling, then you need to sell it and start making more money than the competitor. Because what do you care? If you're selling this product and making money, you know, what does it matter if you're selling this product or a product that you do like and is making money? You know, they're both making money, but what does it matter if you can just sell this other product too? You know, you want to sell the most products possible in order to get the most sales possible. So why would you hold yourself back just because you don't like the way something looks? I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and he owns this big furniture business. Essentially, he drop ships furniture, but he drop ships it from China to his warehouse, and then from the distributor, they send it directly to the consumer, the customer, which is commercial companies that, you know, buy a lot of furniture. So basically what he was saying is that, you know, sometimes I'll be searching for furniture, you know, I'll buy 50 units each just to see if it will sell or if it won't. And sometimes I'll look at stuff and it's ugly, but, you know, I have to buy it anyways, because if someone sees a potential in it, if there's some kind of proven fact behind it that it's going to sell, then I'm going to get it and test it. Because if you test it and it ends up working, you know, whether it's ugly or not, you know, it's still selling and you're still making money. And eventually, you know, if you order all these products and stuff, you're trying all these things and they don't work, eventually it's going to overlap, because you're going to find one good product eventually, and that's just going to continue to overlap of what you lost with the products you already tried and all the advertising. So it all relates to dropshipping and, you know, how you combine your forces in order to, you know, test things, see if it works, and how you can make money. So influencer marketing is not dead. I can guarantee you that. You know, you'll see a lot of bad ads on influencer pages and you may think, oh, these people aren't making money, or if your friends say they're not making money with influencers, the chances are, you know, they're copying somebody else and they're not making money, so they're just blaming it on the influencer, they're blaming it you know, not on themselves. One thing with business, you have to blame stuff on yourself sometimes, because you're the only one in charge of it. I mean, of course, if you have other people working with you and stuff, you know, you have to look at that and calculate it. But the thing is, you know, you're the one that's in charge of it. You're the one in charge of running the ads. You're in charge of making the ad. That's not the influencer's problem. They just have the audience, and you're just sending them the money in order to get it on there. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Influencer marketing is not dead. You know, I like to start with that from the beginning, and that's just sort of what I like most, because that's what I've been around for a few years. But you always have to get out of your comfort zone in order to achieve new things. So that's what I'm doing, trying all these new marketing tactics and stuff like that. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.